Let's watch the media's reporting on this story and return for some important context.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Lisa Carberg. Dennis is off tonight. Our top story, a father from Meriden is trying to get his wife and son back into the country. He says they've been detained in Israel and not allowed to fly out of the West Bank, even though they are American citizens. News 8's Bob Wilson has that story.
Head down at a railway station in the West Bank, 14-year-old Musa and his mother, Intifada, trying to get home from the West Bank back to Meriden after visiting family. His father says the two were detained by Israeli police even though they had American passports because they were Palestinian.
My son was trying to get his passport back. Let us go. I even have a video.
A video he says his son shot at the airport when police refused to give him his passport back.
We want to exit right now, so we're waiting for the passports. Why? Give us the passport. Why?
What happened?
You are playing with them. I'm seeing you guys sitting and talking. Okay. So where's the passports? Hey, the passports.
Meanwhile, they're with us until the security come and take you out.
He says they were interrogated for 13 hours and his wife was strip searched.
To be searched over 8 times. After that, they told her, even though we've searched you, we need to undress you. You need to go into this room. We need to do a full search. She walks in, there's male authorities in there. She says, I can't do this. I'm not going to undress in front of males.
Tonight, Senator Blumenthal talked to the family in Meriden over the phone and said he would try and use the power of his office to bring them home. Meanwhile, the Connecticut Council on American-Islamic Relations is also trying to help out.
They can't leave through Ben Gurion. They can't go to Jordan to leave through Amman. They're basically stuck inside the West Bank. What they've told me is that their location is near settlements.
Do I fear for my family? Yes. I fear because all it takes is one rogue settler.
The family tried the U.S. Embassy in Israel as well as the Israeli Embassy, and they say there's been silence. We tried calling, but it was after business hours.
We want to know what exactly is going on. Why is it that American passport holders who go to Israel, to the West Bank to visit their family, can't get out of the country again?
The family also reached out to Senator Murphy and Congresswoman Hayes as they try and sort through the details. In Hartford, Bob Wilson, News 8.
Brian, thank you. Now to a follow-up story on an NBC Connecticut exclusive. Last night we heard from a Meriden father who says his wife and son, who are American citizens, are stuck in the West Bank.
The family says they were banned from leaving Israel because they're Palestinian. NBC Connecticut's Matt Austin is live in Meriden with an exclusive interview with the son.
Yeah, so Amber and Kevin, that son was expecting to start school here this week. Of course, that did not happen. And moments ago, we spoke with him from the West Bank.
No, I just hope that I can go back home to my house.
Today, there are growing calls to allow an American son and mother stuck in the West Bank to return home to Meriden.
The Israelis should let Intifada and her son Musa depart Israel immediately.
The family says 2 weeks ago, Intifada Abdelghani and her 14-year-old son Musa were not allowed to fly out of Israel when officials rejected their U.S. passports and demanded Palestinian Authority documents.
As soon as they saw our passports, they just started interrogating us.
In an NBC Connecticut exclusive yesterday, we spoke with the father here about how a trip to visit family turned into an ordeal.
There's no humanity attached to it, and that's her fear. And so she's over there, at least she's with family. But I'd rather her be with her husband back in America, where she should just be allowed to leave just like anybody else.
The family wishes the U.S. government could do more to help. In a statement, Congresswoman Johanna Hayes wrote in part, "This American family should be afforded the same benefit of international travel that every other U.S. citizen enjoys without fear of being detained or having their rights violated." Members of the state's congressional delegation say they are working to help the family return.
The prospect of this kind of entrapment in a foreign land is very, very troubling.
Now, the U.S. Embassy in Israel tells us there's not a lot they can share with us because of privacy concerns, but they really prioritize the protection of U.S. citizens. Now, we also reached out to the Israeli Embassy, but have not yet heard back. Live in Meriden, Matt Austin, NBC Connecticut News. Amber and Kevin, back to you guys.
A Meriden man is calling on the help of lawmakers this morning. He said his wife and son went to the West Bank earlier in August to visit family like they typically do, but they haven't been able to leave. Fox 61's Kate Pattyfoot has the story this morning.
Mahar Al-Dagani is doing all that he can to get his wife and son home after they visited family in the West Bank. Although they're American citizens, he says they're being told they cannot come home. He's worried about the unthinkable.
How was everything? Did you get any updates from... Have you gotten any updates?
For 9 weeks, this is how Mahar Al-Dagani has communicated with his wife of 17 years. FaceTime. He says on August 14th, when his wife and 14-year-old son were supposed to fly out of Ben Gurion Airport, they were denied by Israeli authorities and he says treated terribly.
My son couldn't even drink water. It was right near them. He was told things like, do you know what we do to kids your age? Do you see what's happening in Gaza? They searched my wife 8 times. And then that wasn't enough, that they needed to do a strip search on her in front of male authorities where she refused. Sternly, she refused. She wouldn't do such a thing.
Al-Dagani believes his family is being treated like this because they are Palestinian.
His name is Intifada. Literally means uprising. To some people, it's a bad word. To her, she used to witness the IDF storming into their house and taking her father. She's lived a rough life.
He says lawmakers like Senator Richard Blumenthal and Congresswoman Johanna Hayes have reached out and are helping however they can. In a statement from Congresswoman Hayes, she says, quote, this American family should be afforded the same benefit of international travel that every other U.S. citizen enjoys without fear of being detained or having their rights violated. Farhan Menon, chairman of the Connecticut chapter of the Council on American Islamic Relations, says elected representatives have to demand accountability when it comes to Israel's airport and security procedures.
Well, this case really underscores a broader pattern of racial and ethnic profiling, particularly against Palestinian Americans who are visiting the West Bank and Israel, and it just has to be rooted out. Our elected representatives, which give billions of our tax-paying dollars to Israel, have to demand that there have to be accountability and transparency in airport and security procedures.
Until the situation is sorted, he says his family is staying with relatives in the West Bank. Al-Dagani says what's happening to his family is not right and hopes to be reunited with them soon. In Hartford, Kate Pattyfoot, Fox 61.
So the premise here seems clear. These two people, dual U.S. Palestinian citizens, are being discriminated against by Israeli officials at Ben Gurion Airport just because they are Palestinians. Oh, and her name is Intifada. What was not reported is that dual Palestinian U.S. citizens cannot use Ben Gurion Airport, and that has been policy for over 30 years, and encounters similar to the Al-Dagani family have been reported in the mainstream media. While it is true that since early 2023, dual U.S. Palestinian citizens can use Ben Gurion if they have prior permission via the Electronic Travel Authority, it was never reported whether the family had this permission or not. Nor was it explained why the two didn't leave from Allenby Crossing like regular Palestinians do instead of undergoing invasive searches. The mother's name is Intifada. Intifada means kill Jews. During the First and Second Intifada, almost 1,200 Jews were murdered. If you wanted to travel to Japan but called yourself Jap Killer Jones, do you think you might have trouble at the border? What if you wanted to go to a Muslim country and named yourself Kill Palestinians? Do you think you would have trouble at the border? Suppose you wanted to visit the U.S. and your first name was Rapist or Murdered Trump. Do you think this might cause problems for you at the border?
Do I fear for my family? Yes. I fear because all it takes is one rogue settler.
As if the settlers are going to attack an unarmed woman and child. Who does he think they are? Palestinians?
Al-Dagani believes his family is being treated like this because they are Palestinian.
His name is Intifada. Literally means uprising. To some people, it's a bad word. To her, she used to witness the IDF storming into their house and taking her father. She's lived a rough life.
That's her excuse? She had a hard life?
The prospect of this kind of entrapment in a foreign land is very, very troubling.
Right. The Israelis are holding hostages now.
The family tried the U.S. Embassy in Israel as well as the Israeli Embassy, and they say there's been silence. We tried calling, but it was after business hours.
Well, you can't say he didn't try, right? We called after hours does not meet the standard of balanced reporting.
They can't leave through Ben Gurion. They can't go to Jordan to leave through Amman.
Why? Why can't they leave from Jordan? That's how it's usually done. Why is the reporting on this story so bad?
They're basically stuck inside the West Bank. What they've told me is that their location is near settlements.
Why can't we know where they're visiting? And how did they get into the country in the first place if it wasn't through Ben Gurion? All the details in the story are unverified claims from the family and CAIR. This isn't journalism.
We want to know what exactly is going on. Why is it that American passport holders who go to Israel, to the West Bank to visit their family, can't get out of the country again?
Unless there is some future clarifying reporting, this was a provocation brought to you by your local newscasters and the Council on American Islamic Relations.
She's lived a rough life.
Because all it takes is one rogue settler.
We tried calling, but it was after business hours.
The prospect of this kind of entrapment in a foreign land is very, very troubling.
Do a strip search.
We want to know what exactly is going on.
"14-year-old Musa and his mother, Intifada. 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 Meanwhile, the Connecticut Council on American Islamic Relations is also trying to help out.
One rogue settler